This is evaluation question 3, and it's what have you learned from your audience feedback. Firstly, I'll define our primary and secondary audiences. Our primary audience was 15-24. I'd say our alternative rock genre is mainly male dominated, but females do listen to bands such as Muse. Our secondary target audience I'd say was 25-40, because seeing as our digipack was a 10-year anniversary, people who were 25 at the time, having re-released our album, would then be 35, so there is like a 10-year difference there. So I'd definitely say our secondary audience will be a wider range from 25-40. There were several ways we gained feedback, which included mainly asking our media class, who were all in our primary audience. We asked them by sitting them down as a group and then playing our music video or showing our digipack or magazine ad, and then basically asking them what they thought, and we'd jot down what they said and blog on it. So that was quite a useful way. Whenever we had a latest rough cut or a new draft, that was quite an easy way to do it. We also had our media teacher and media technician who helped us, who are quite obviously more experienced than we are when it comes to things such as this, so they also helped us quite a lot individually when we were editing. They'd come over and say how we could improve. Not only did we ask year 13s, we also asked year 12s who are in their first year of doing media studies. Whenever they were in the media room, we'd ask them to come over and see what they thought, see if they thought was this interesting, or if they got bored, or how we can improve. Obviously, I've mentioned we did use a male and female audience, so we didn't rule out any gender. We just thought both sides would be useful to ask. Another way we gained feedback was by asking parents. Obviously, when we uploaded our latest rough cut or draft to Twitter, Facebook or YouTube, we could get feedback from a wide range of people. Parents was one of them. Just get our music video up on YouTube and ask our parents what they thought, and again, just blog about what they said. Twitter and Facebook were also useful to gain feedback, see what not just people from our media class thought, but from our year 13 as a whole. So we gained feedback by a wide range there. A rough cut that I've targeted was quite an early rough cut, which I'd like to talk about how we gained feedback. In our early stages of our music video, one of our classmates said that we'd edited it in such a way that it was more like a film opening like last year rather than a music video, so that was quite an interesting piece of feedback. They also thought it was too slow paced and didn't really grab their attention. As I've briefly touched upon our primary target audience, I thought that our shots were far too long and needed to be cut down to make it more fast flowing to match the quick music, because Muse Bliss is quite a quick song. They also said that if we did this, our scenes would be shorter, because it's like the shots, they were too long as well and they were dragging on. And obviously, as this was quite an early rough cut, it was experimenting a lot with just getting it right. They also said the school scene that we'd filmed quite early on in our rough cuts didn't go down too well either, because people said it was a bit cheesy and didn't suit the purpose of our music video. This made us sway away from the bullying side of our narrative and more to just isolation and loneliness. The general feeling from both the people in our class and our teacher and technician is that our footage wasn't really interesting enough. They got quite bored too quickly and didn't really want to watch it again. The shots needed cutting down, as did the scenes, and the mise-en-scene was bland and bare. when we stopped our music video around 1 minute 30 seconds, we realised that nothing had actually happened in our music video. It was quite a big reality check at the time, as we realised that maybe our footage was needed to be scrapped and we should start again. We did go out and refilm several times after feedback to make sure that not only did we meet what they thought would make ours better, but just to freshen up the whole music video, because as I said, this was quite early on, and yeah, we went out and refilmed new scenes at new locations, and I think it's been very helpful. With regards to a draft, I'd like to talk about a digipack draft we did. People said that on the front panel we should, our sticker that we said we'd put on, which is a common code and convention, was too big and took up too much of the digipack front cover. They also said that we should make sure all our logos were in line with each other. They said the sticker should focus on details about the DVD, not the digipack as a whole, because it is a special edition. They said the Muse logo should also be made bigger because it didn't stand out enough from the rest of the digipack. On the back panel, they said there were too many tracks on the CD. They said try cut this down because obviously we'd use too many. They said maybe advertise as a bonus CD rather than bonus tracks. They said on the DVD to include a behind the scenes and full live performance with venue and date on, as it's a special edition, so we didn't really make it special enough, if that makes sense. They also said try and make the same colour scheme for the font as it is seen on the front panel. The barcode number needs to change to something more realistic, because it wasn't very realistic. On the inside panels, they said that the shots of the protagonist would be larger and clearer, so you can tell who it is. They also said try and make a background image on the corridor look out of place to fit with the sci-fi theme, so we needed to edit it better so the colours were more shocking and didn't just look bland as if it was just a corridor. We needed to make it look more sci-fi and futuristic. We needed to work on the idea of writing on the notice board that was there, to try and link the inside panels to the outside panels more, and to move further away from realism and more to the sci-fi idea. So basically, those are two examples of a rough cut and a draft where we got feedback and how we changed it and what we needed to do after that feedback to make our music video better. We did agree with most of the feedback, but not in particular all of it. Some of it we thought that people were just trying to pick out things which we didn't necessarily need to change, because it wouldn't change the overall impact really, so we did ignore some of the feedback, but on the whole we agreed with most of it. What I'd also say is that feedback has played a massive part in the editing process. As I've said, we gained several comments from different people that helped us improve each of our products. As I've just mentioned, some of the feedback we didn't agree with, and we didn't implement into our final products. An example of this was when someone said there was too much orange on our digipack, when we didn't really think that was the case. It was part of the game footage on Mass Effect, and we wanted to link the sticker, which was orange, to that Mass Effect game footage, so we didn't really agree with that. And they said that we needed to link our inside panels to the front and back, but a typical codes and conventions is that you only link the front and the back panels. There should only be a relationship between them two, so we didn't really agree with that either. I'd say our final vision was completely different to what we had planned at the start, and each aspect has been heavily sculpted by audience feedback.